And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Periscope or Twitter, I am joined today by my friend Sam Uisprapassorn from Cut Golf. Sam, it's good to speak with you, and you are way over on the West Coast. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I'm talking to you from my garage, which is pretty much where I'm talking to everyone these days. So
Yeah.
You can see right behind me up in the rafters, whatever I got stored up there. It's been driving my wife crazy because she's like, people can see our messy garage. I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean,
That's all right, man. We're all kind of in the same boat right now. And folks, if you're watching this, one of the best things about StreamYard is you can actually ask questions to us. So no matter where you're watching, from YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, just go ahead and type in a comment. We'll see it pop up, and Sam and I will be able to answer any of those questions. And Sam, I understand that you're also on Instagram Live right now, where folks might be able to listen in a little bit and ask questions as well.
Yeah. So, Instagram Live is a great place. These guys are actually, of course, we have our friend here, HD Wingfield, says that he loves your balls. So it's always funny when that never gets old for whatever reason. And then LA franchise, this hat is available. It's called the Founder. It's up on the website. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I'm trying to. We're trying to multitask here. So, but yeah, let's hop into it. What do you got for me, Adam?
Yeah, man. No worries at all. So, Sam, obviously this is a really difficult time for a lot of brands, and I know that you and I have been chatting a lot over text and on the phone. First and foremost, is everyone healthy where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, everyone is healthy. I got 3 children, a wife at home. Everyone here is great. I know a few folks that have been, have gotten sick. So far, they seem to be doing well and staying out of the hospital, which is obviously the thing that we want to be hearing right now. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, it is what it is. We're stuck here, and we're going to make the best of it.
Yeah, that's true. And obviously for a lot of states these days, not too many people are playing golf right now. You and I were talking the other day, Illinois continues to be shelter in place and the golf courses are closed. But there are other states that remain open. So I'd imagine that business continues to some degree for you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're still shipping on a day in, day out basis. Obviously, our website's up and going operational. And yeah, I mean, we're seeing that there's states like Arizona, which pretty much a game on. I think that we have a few of the southern states that are still also playing some golf. Even had a friend of ours, friend of the brand's, send us a picture from New York, and he's like, "Well, my club's open. I can go walk it, so I might as well." Yeah. So I mean, look, for those folks that don't know or haven't heard, I think that the courses that are still staying let's do somewhat open, are taking all the right precautions. Right, they're taking the rakes off the course. Some of they're putting the foam deal in the cup, so you don't have to reach in there and grab it, or reach in and grab your ball. Ball washers are being covered. Everyone gets their own cart. I mean, this is crazy to see, but at least people are taking the right precautions.
Yeah, and I see that's at least some of the states. I'm surprised that New York State is even still allowing golf, but it's interesting because I think one of the main things that is confusing for folks is that, depending on your respective state, it's either no parks, no golf, some parks, no golf, or everything's okay in terms of parks and golf. And here in Illinois, I believe it's open parks, like large parks, not like swing set parks, but no golf. And so there's a little bit of an inconsistency there. And I think it really just boils down to whichever state you live in. And I'm not necessarily complaining because, I mean, today I think the high was about 45 degrees and it's slowly getting warmer though. So you live in a state though that of course is warm pretty much year round, and people are still out there playing golf. And so there's still a demand for product. How has Cut Golf stayed on top of that? I mean, obviously there's this federal, nationwide social distancing order. How have you guys kind of responded to that?
Very gently, being very delicate with our messaging. I mean, we have to be mindful that unfortunately there's there's a lot of bad things that are currently taking place with people getting sick and unfortunately even passing away. And I want to make sure that we don't come across as being tone deaf in our messaging or in our approach. But at the same time, we also have a business to keep afloat. So it's a slippery slope, double-edged sword. You want to make sure that you continue to, make sure people know that you're there. You want to keep on acquiring new customers and running your email blast and promotions. So we did all this, the typical things that we see brands doing these days, which is you send out the COVID, the COVID email, and you acknowledge that, yeah, something is going on. We shut our office down. Oh, let me rephrase that. We decided not to work from our office. I believe it was March 13th.
Okay.
So it was the Friday before everything really started taking off. And look, it's only 5-6 of us in there day in, day out, but all it takes is someone to come in infected, not know that they're sick. Then it goes to the rest of us, and you can imagine 5 to 6 guys in an office tends to be a little bit of a frat house at times. Yeah, well. But we took all the proper precautions. I put all the Lysol in the building. Made sure there's enough soap. As a business owner and just kind of like getting the office prepared for that, never in a million years did I ever think I would have to take those sort of steps.
Right.
But I'm glad we did to make sure we had the right environment for the guys. And then we finally made the call. Let's all go home, do the responsible thing. And then the state of California, put let's call it the shelter in place mandate came in that following Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I would say we're really fortunate out here. I mean, I think the officials out here got ahead of things and were able to, to mitigate what could have been a very bad outcome in the state of California.
Well, yeah. And that's something to commend them about too. And so you're all working from home now and you're still receiving orders. So how is that process working? I mean, are you still shipping out?
Yeah, our operations have remained unaffected. We have a great, distribution partner that acts as our 3PL, and they're cranking away. They're fulfilling. They're sending out our orders on a day in, day out basis. So if you place an order tonight, tomorrow morning it's going out the door, which is great. So we haven't had any interruptions to our service as far as that's concerned.
That's great. That's absolutely great. And so obviously, Sam, you and I, we've been in touch often over the years, and you came on the podcast a couple of years ago. You've been on the podcast a couple times, I believe. And you just mentioned this at the time. I think it was just you and a couple other friends out of your garage doing everything. And you just mentioned the growth of Cut Golf, where you now have multiple employees. How have you grown over the years since inception?
Yeah, I mean, it's we're in our third year. We just had our 3rd year anniversary, which kind of got lost in everything that's going on. That's fine. We'll go big next year for the 4th anniversary. But our business has grown. I mean, with worldwide golf and budget golf. I would have never thought that we would see the amount of success that we've had with that key retailer in our industry.
Yeah.
So that's just been absolutely amazing. Then we got into Target to start off 2020. And I really didn't think much of it. I just wasn't sure what was going to happen. Hold on. I got a knucklehead over here asking him if a cut ball will straighten out his drive. The answer is no, Tyler. So I happen to know that. So I mean, we started the year going into Target, and yeah. I really didn't think much. I said, who's going into Target looking for our stuff? Well, lo and behold, we're off to a great start with Target. We're seeing volumes moving in and out on a weekly basis that I would have never imagined as well. As you can imagine now with COVID-19, the golf ball will now go to the to the back of the priority list for some of these folks. But we still see some pretty good performance in there. But look, let's be clear. I mean, our business is feeling the current situation.
Yeah.
What I've been able to do is really, instead of saying, all right, well, can we sell people 3, 4, 5 dozen golf balls at one time? Essentially what we've decided to do is get into an aggressive customer acquisition campaign. Lower a barrier to entry. So we run a promotion where you essentially get a complimentary sleeve. The only thing that we ask is that you pay shipping and handling. And that campaign is really done very well for us through the last 2 to 3 weeks. So that's what we're going to do, and that's going to be part of our story as to how we get through this whole situation.
That's fantastic. I mean, if you can get more people on board right now trying your product, especially now, because as you know, and at least as far as what I'm seeing, a lot of brands, a lot of people are on social all day long, especially now, researching stuff, wishing they could go out, especially in Illinois, for example, wishing they could go out, but still looking at equipment. And it's nice to see that there are brands like Cut Golf that are still going out and trying to acquire those new customers. Because from a consumer standpoint, when I go on not to name any names, when I go on another company website, another equipment company website, and I'll see the big red banner, shipping delayed for 2 months or something of that nature, it's almost a turnoff in that regard. It almost seems like it's almost like I can only window shop right now. But in fact, you're actually allowing folks to, you're remaining in touch with your customers. And I think that's a really smart idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all operation guys over here for the most part at Cut. So we're ready for this sort of occurrence to happen. I mean, I don't think that we spent the first half of our careers preparing that some pandemic that you think is only exists in a movie is going to happen,
right?
But you can't, unfortunately, I think that, or fortunately, that the wheels of commerce keep on turning regardless, right? There's still a demand there, and you have to be ready to service that demand. You also have to be ready to pivot your business,
right,
and really understand what you're going to do through these sort of moments. And you know what? I mean, look, I don't know what the future really holds. I mean, I toggle between a very positive outlook on things, and then there's days where, quite honestly, I also have a negative outlook on things. It just depends what day you catch me on. But I see a lot of opportunity for Cut coming out of all of this. I think we'll be set up and positioned very well to really do some good work as we go on for the rest of the year.
And that's interesting, Sam, because not to sound like whatever, but I mean, you own a small business. Many people own small businesses. I own this business, and we're still people, though. We've got our good days, we've got our bad days. And you mentioned, sometimes you run into those bad days. How do you get out of those? What's the lesson that you've learned in the, 15 days that we've been in this situation?
I mean, I obviously don't want my business or anyone else's burning to the ground because of this. But I think, go to the front end of our conversation and you got to put this in perspective.
Right.
You've got, I mean, I don't want to bring anyone down, especially, all the folks that are watching, but something that hit me the other day was, I mean, you got people that are pretty much, they're dying by themselves.
Yeah.
So let's put that in perspective. Die by myself or let my business, die as part of this. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, all my friends so far are fine and healthy. First and foremost, my family's fine and healthy. And that's priority number one. So from a business perspective, we're a small staff. And we have made commitments to keep our staff in place. It's going to be a challenge.
Right.
There's some areas, there's going to be a few nights where I'm going to have to figure out, how do you make that end meet? But, there's also there's ways to make it happen. So I think that regardless, like I said, putting things in perspective will be fun.
Good deal, man. And it's good to hear that companies like yours are taking that approach. We're going to protect our folks. We're going to keep people, on board as long as we can, hopefully indefinitely. Because, obviously you and I are pretty in touch with the golf industry, and, I swear we'll turn this corner, folks, from something to something a little bit more enjoyable. But I think it's important to at least talk about this, where there are some brands that aren't able to do that. Some of the larger brands, some of the big boys in the golf space, we've heard, Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping, other companies have gone through layoffs, furloughs. It's a scary time, but in the same instance, it's small brands like Cut, like others in different parts of the industry that really can still band together and help the industry come out of this. Because, I could speak for myself whenever I'm able to do so. And folks, we're going to be able to do so at some point. We're going to be able to go back out and play golf. It's going to take a lot to get me off the golf course, at least for a little while, and I think a lot of people feel the same way, and some brands have to be there to pick us up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always the hope for pent-up demand. I think that I'm optimistic for what the fall season, holds in store for us. Which, typically anyone in the golf industry understands this. You're August through like October tend to, you feel that dip right before the holidays. But
right.
Maybe this year it's just, we just reverse the seasons a little bit. Unfortunately, that doesn't do folks in Illinois like yourself and the rest of the Midwest and Northeast any good. They're going to miss a significant chunk of the season. But it's never fun to hear that your competitors are laying people off or having a furlough, because quite honestly, I'm a believer that if it's bad for them, it's also going to be bad for us.
Yeah.
You got to really understand what's going on in the market, what happens to the addressable market. And that's like the last thing I want to hear, is that folks are being laid off or furloughed in the golf industry.
Yeah. No, you hit the nail on the head there. Once again, folks, Sam Uisprapassorn from Cut Golf. And if you're watching this either on YouTube or on Periscope, feel free you can actually ask questions to me and Sam. You can just go ahead and type in the comment box on your respective platform, and it'll pop right up, and we can answer those too. So if you've got any questions for us as we begin to kind of shift into talking about products, Sam, for a little bit. Obviously, a lot of folks are aware of Cut Golf. You mentioned a few of the larger retailers, Worldwide Golf Shops, Budget Golf, Target, for crying out loud, which kudos to you for getting in there. You can find Cut Golf in a lot of places now. And, my favorite, as is definitely the DC. You've just came out with this not too long ago, and folks, I'm showing it up here on the screen now. It's just a fantastic golf ball for a very affordable price. And that's always been something that Cut Golf has kept in their mission statement, if I remember correctly from our previous conversation, is to get premium grade products out to the consumer at affordable prices.
Yeah. It exactly is what it is. So the DC has been selling very well for us. A lot of satisfied customers, great reviews. For those of you that may not know, it's a 4-piece tour ball, dual core construction, and the retail is about 35% lower than the major brands. So we don't want to put out a product that, yeah, sure, you're going to maybe get a little bit more, more on the technological side of things. It is the most advanced ball in the direct to consumer segment. None of our competitors within this segment really have that, that dual core technology. And like I said, it's still 35% lower. For those of you who are still looking for like a spectacular deal, you still get that with blue and gray, and you're still going to still save like 60% plus.
Also fantastic golf balls that you referenced there. The Cut Blue, the Cut Gray. You've also got the Cut Red, which I would believe is kind of that entry level into the brand. The cut red is it's $9.95 a dozen. I mean, it's a fantastic golf ball for the price as well, but you referenced the cut blue and the cut gray. What can you tell us a little bit for those who aren't aware of those two, the differences and the similarities?
Sure. So cut gray is it's a 3-piece ball. It's going to be softer, not necessarily slower. Yeah. So cut gray is 3-piece urethane ball. Cut blue is a 4-piece, but it has 2 mantles instead of 2 cores, right? So, and those both, like blue is our flagship ball. That's the one that's won the hot list. And for to me, gray is my favorite ball. That's what I play. And then you're going to see some of the differences, right? I mean, you're going to see differences in launch. You're going to see differences in spin. So if you go to our website, you'll get a full explanation on each product page. But there's a ball there that's going to fit each player profile. It's going to fit the preferences, your subjective preferences, because the fun thing about selling a golf ball is you ask 10 people what they think about a ball and you get 15 different responses, which I think I've told you that at nauseum.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could go to the website, you're going to see the full variety of balls. Like you mentioned cut red. So everything from DC to red essentially covers the full spectrum of golf ball construction. And what we've done is we've just made it very affordable for our customers. Are we getting a lag or? Uh-oh.
Important part.
Yeah. Hey, Adam, you're kind of you cut out on me for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that too, but we're back now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. The lights flickered and everything else. Because exactly what I need right now is for my power and internet to go out. That would just be fantastic. Sorry about that, buddy. But you were talking a little bit about the different golf ball options too, and something that I really do enjoy that Cut Golf also offers. There, you stay in touch with the trends in the market as well. And so something I'm going to show up on the screen here, and hopefully it shows up okay. Yeah, you also offer cut yellow, cut orange, and cut pink. You went ahead and a lot of folks like these matte color golf balls, or at least different color golf balls that we saw with some competing brands as well. How have those been doing for you?
The matte line does well. I mean, the blue and gray and the DC just, that's like the rocket ship, right? As far as from a sales standpoint, but there's still a demand for that matte line. Cut red sells very well for us. Also, we have a customization program now. So if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see every once in a while we'll post stories of all the customized golf balls that we're printing up for folks. And usually a print looks just absolutely solid on a matte ball. So that line does very well for us. I do have someone over here on the Instagram side asking, "Hey Tanner, how you doing? Good to see you." And yeah, we do make the cut red currently. So that's a 2-piece ball that you'll see on the website. So if you head over there, you'll see it.
Definitely. And so once again, folks, that website, if you're viewing on YouTube and Periscope/Twitter, is cutgolf.co. And, folks, once again, if you've got any questions for Sam and I, you can go ahead and submit your questions in the comment box down below. If you're on YouTube, you can do that. I understand that if you're on Twitter or Periscope, there's a submit question or a say something button that you can touch as well, or click on rather. So be sure to do so, and we'll be sure to get to a couple.
So I got some questions flowing in on this side.
Nice,
let's see. Yeah, so let's see. Trent Seibert, day 20 of trying to be an ambassador for Cut. Trent, find me, just DM us and say, just say Sam said so. we'll go ahead and take care of it.
You know a guy.
Yeah. And then Mike Figstrom, is it true you guys created cut golf balls that y'all are retired vasectomy doctors?
Wow. That's quite the question.
Hey, what's up, Billy? Good to see you in here. Don't you just love social media? There's never a dull moment. I mean,
There's
seriously.
No editing, no nothing. There's no editor. It's ridiculous.
I mean, right now, here's what we're gonna do, Adam. With your permission, we're gonna have a contest here.
Nice.
Whoever sends in the best comment or makes or contributes to this conversation in the best manner possible, I'm going to personally send them a dozen golf balls and a polo.
Nice.
So far, Mike Fagerstrom is in the lead here. He's even said #vasectomies.
Wow.
Good for you, Mike.
That is quite the. So there you go, folks. If you're watching this on YouTube, Periscope, wherever, Sam just laid down the gauntlet for us. The best comment, the best question, and we will be the judges of this. We're going to give away, or Sam's going to give away, a dozen golf balls and a polo, which is something that we've almost forgot to mention. Is you've also now transitioned or expanded your offerings into apparel. I mean, and your polos are amazing.
We have, and by the way, I know I still owe you. I owe you two.
There's something going on. I trust me, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's the thing in all of this. Here, let me see if I can. I'm gonna put. So there's oh boy, this is the advantage of being live. So I'm sorry. Let me answer your question first. Yeah. So I'm really psyched on our new polo line. We came out with 5 new polo designs for the spring summer season. Essentially, think of a brand that we're all familiar with, a fit that's very similar, a style that's kind of similar as well. But we're able to really understand what the color palettes were going to be for the upcoming season. Because I didn't design them. Because if it were up to me, you'd get like black, navy, and white, and you'd be on your way. So we had a guy named Chris Barang design our line. He's an extremely talented designer, and if it wasn't for him, it would look nothing like it currently does. Yeah, really psyched about our polos. You can get them on the website as well. $44.95 saves you a few bucks.
There's just a screenshot of a few of them there, and there's other offerings as well. Looking pretty sharp, man. I mean, they are fantastic. And you said $44.95 was the retail for each?
$44.95. That's right.
Awesome.
All right, so we got a lot of comments coming up right now on the Instagram side of things.
Let's do it.
Let's get these guys fired up over here as well. But let's see. So, Mike, that's pretty damn funny, but I'm not repeating that. Oh my God. You need a, I don't know how I'm going to get this to you, but this is absolutely hysterical. Freddie and Cox lost all my golf balls in the last junior tour event and need some more. We could cover this. But so far, quite honestly, Mike's in the lead here.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Mike, he's doing a pretty good job of this is pretty funny over here. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a little call out to Twitter real quick. See if we can get some folks in here.
Yeah, and then let's see. So whose handwriting did the cut logo? Matt can't even read, so he's out. So Matt is one of the early guys that helped me start cut. So Billy, I'll tell you guys a story of how we came up with our logo. I took a page out of Nike's book, and I actually hired a college kid to basically do our initial, like our first brand package, if you will.
Nice.
And that's the story behind that.
That's the story. Here we go. We got a question on this end here.
All right, let's see it.
So any distribution in Canada, bought some blue in the US online.
Okay, so we were talking about how this The answer is yeah. I mean, we're like right around the corner from doing awesome things in Canada and also Japan.
Wow.
And can I cuss? By the way, Adam, can I cuss on your show?
Oh, of course. Yeah, dude. It's fine. Say whatever you want.
And then fucking COVID-19 happened and it shot everything to shit. So sorry, Canada. Anyways, there you go. So
yeah.
Hold on, we got more questions over here. Let's see. That's that. How's the Birdie Town putting mat? I know you're anti-putting mat. I was kind of skeptical on this thing for you guys and just in general. This putting mat's pretty freaking cool.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. I figured out that my garage has a nice right to left break in it. Who would have known?
I was watching that the video.
Yeah. And I've been having a blast with this putting mat. So if you guys on this end, I would highly recommend it. Definitely we'll put the link up a little bit later on.
Nice.
Let's see. Someone's asking Cutter Vice. We'll let you figure that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely go with the putting mat. And then we got people cooking Filipino food on Instagram on this side. So
there you go. Nice. Yeah. Well, buddy, I don't want to take up too much of your time. And folks, once again, we're talking to Sam Uisprapassorn from Cut Golf. Go out to cutgolf.co. I'll go ahead and I'll put that website again one more time. Sam, I'm glad that you guys are doing well. I'm glad you're staying healthy. You got a lot of great stuff coming up once we all can get back on the golf course. And I know many of us still can, but obviously we're a huge supporter of you guys and vice versa. Thank you for all the support that you've shown GU over the years, and we will continue to work together closely. It looks like we got another quick comment that came through. I'm just going to leave that up there and let you deal with that however you want to deal with that one.
Wait, hold on. Oh, I gotta actually go to the live comments. Oh, jeez. I'm not.
We're gonna leave that one alone, I think. At any rate, many thanks, my friend. We got to pick a winner. I mean, is Matt the winner of this, or what do we got?
No, I think. Look, Mike over here. Mike, you're the winner, hands down. This guy is stolen the show over here on Instagram. Great job. Please DM us, and we'll get something out to you. And then our friend here in Canada, if you could DM us as well, I'm going to ship you some 3M masks myself.
Nice.
But by the way, Adam, one thing, if it's cool with you, you could either come on to, maybe you come on to our side, or if I can touch base with you later on this week. I am working on something right now with all the guys here. I mean, we've had fun, and I think that's exactly what we should be doing right now, because these are crummy times.
Yeah.
But we're working on something. There's a lot of people that are getting hit hard by this, namely the guys that, the guys that scrub down your club at the end of the round, the guys in the cart barn, heck, the bartender, the cart girl. I'm working on something so that we can provide some relief. If I could provide it for everybody, I would, trust me. But we'll come to you as soon as we're ready to launch this thing, and hopefully you can help us get the word out on it.
100%. Count me in. I know what you're referring to, and we'll do it. Not a problem.
All right. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it.
All right, man. And thanks to everyone who tuned in, and thanks for submitting your questions. We'll be back probably later in the week with another guest soon. So stay tuned, and thanks for your support as always.